I'm not gonna lie, I'm someone that can admit when they're wrong, and I was wrong about the Miami Heat. See, a couple months ago, I made a video talking about them, and I did praise them. I said they were one of the best teams in the East. I mostly said positive things about this team because that's all I had to say. However, though, when I said that the Chicago Bulls were way better than them, and that if it was in a 7-game series, the Bulls would probably win in 6. And when I tell you Miami Heat fans literally came from my neck, even though I made a whole video dedicated to their team, I was basically public enemy number 1 for any Miami Heat fan. And lately, it's came to my attention that I believe the Miami Heat are the best team in the Eastern Conference. Yes, I'm aware of the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. Yes, I'm aware of the fact that the James Harden trade went down and the Philadelphia 76ers look like a whole new team. And within the months that I've talked about this team, I feel like they've only gotten better, and they have the same thing that happened last time that has continued to happen. Of course, before I get into the content, you guys can leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, notifications on. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. And number 2, I am going to be streaming live on Twitch today, twitch.tv/I'mSpex. I'm going to be streaming about 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm so excited. I'm going to be streaming every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're just going to talk basketball, hang out, maybe play some games, maybe debate you guys, whatever. If you want to go to my Twitch and give it a follow, or maybe just chill out in the stream, then I'm going to make sure it is the top link in the description below. With all that being said, let's get into the video. Y'all remember when the Miami Heat made the NBA Finals versus the Los Angeles Lakers and they would end up losing in the bubble, and a lot of people thought, oh, maybe this team has potential, maybe they're gonna win in upcoming years. Well, in the following season, they would get swept in the first round of the playoffs, and a lot of people started to doubt this team, saying, hey, they were just a one-year wonder and they don't have a good future. They had a very interesting free agency, getting a guy like Kyle Lowry, extending Jimmy Butler, which is arguably one of the biggest contracts in the NBA, and some people could say it was a little bit of an overpay, which agree to disagree. They would also sign Duncan Robinson to an extension, which doesn't exactly look like the best move right now, but you never know. Duncan Robinson is honestly one of my favorite shooters in the NBA. With all that being said, a lot of people said this team had a B+ offseason, maybe an A at best. Miami improved as a team easily, there's no doubt about that. However, some people didn't know how they would do in the playoffs, or let alone how their seeding would be. Well, currently the Miami Heat are sitting at first place at 41-21, and in their last 10 games, they have a record of 9-1. Obviously, I'm very much aware that seeding isn't the only thing that can basically determine how good a team is, but I'm sorry, we're not gonna just act like this Miami Heat team isn't something special, because they have been so good this year. In fact, they exceeded my expectations and probably everyone else's, because let's think about it. Did you guys really think the Miami Heat were gonna be anything better than a 4th seed? Maybe I just don't know basketball. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to the Miami Heat as much as possible because they came off a really bad playoff loss, and I thought, okay, this team isn't gonna do good. Now, something that I find very interesting is that this Miami Heat team has went through so many injuries and just stuff and all this and that. Well, the Miami Heat starting 5, which consists of Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and PJ Tucker, has played a total of 17 games together this season, which is something that a whole lot of people aren't really talking about. The fact that this team can play without its starters always in and having just a mix of different lineups, and the fact they've been so successful is honestly amazing to me, and I have to give credit. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra. The man has been putting up together some amazing lineups, and it's been working for the Miami Heat. Listen, I understand the fact that the Philadelphia 76ers may look the scariest because of James Harden, Joel Embiid. In fact, they're literally being called the bonus brothers. However, when it does come playoff time, I think Miami has the deeper team. I think when you have vets like Kyle Lowry and you have these young guys and just a lot of these great shooters with guys like Tyler Hero, and I know Duncan Robinson has been shooting, but I think he's going to bounce back. Also, since this is very recent, we can talk about Victor Oladipo, who is set to return, I believe, either tonight or within these next couple days. He's no longer on the injury report. However, I don't think he's going to start or be getting as much playing time as I would think, because a lot of people are saying that Gabe Vincent is probably going to keep his spot, and at this point I wouldn't be mad at that. So when I talk about the depth that this team has, yeah, Victor Oladipo is going to add to that as well. There are so many good things I could say about Jimmy Butler. The man is just so talented, the grit he has, the will to win. I've always liked Jimmy, and I gotta say, him being on the Miami Heat has been an interesting situation, because I don't know, I just didn't think it was going to work on the Heat. However, he definitely has done well for them, and I mean, averaging 21, 6, and 5 while being on the #1 team in the Eastern Conference definitely is not bad. I won't lie, I really haven't seen that many people consider the Miami Heat to be contenders, at least in the NBA media. I mean, to be fair, a majority of the NBA media is filled with casuals and people that don't know what they're talking about, so that really doesn't surprise me. And if you've been on this channel for a couple months, then you would know that. The only notable person that I've seen actually talk about the Miami Heat is Zach Lowe, which shout out to Zach Lowe, that man is our boy. He's one of the only analysts that I genuinely mess with, and and is someone that I could actually listen talking to without wanting to slam my head into a goddamn wall. So for the people in the comment section below, I have to ask the question, who can beat the Miami Heat when they're fully healthy? Because when they are fully healthy, they do great, and as you guys know, because I've talked about it, the Miami Heat have went through so many different lineups and injuries and Rona stuff, all this and that. I know there's going to be some people in the comment section below saying that the Philadelphia 76ers are the best team in the Eastern Conference. However, I think it's the Heat, because the Sixers have skill, they have stars, don't get me wrong, and obviously when it comes to both those teams, we can obviously see that the Sixers have the more popular names. I feel like the Heat are just built to win a championship. They're that team that's going to shock a lot of people. I want to call them a dark horse contender, but they're the #1 team in the East. And I'm not necessarily just saying, oh, because of that's what I think or others think, but if we look at the standings, again, they're the #1 team in the East. When I was talking about the Grizzlies and I said they were a dark horse team, I believe they're about the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference. So yes, it's not the first, it's not the second, but the 3rd doesn't exactly make you an exact contender. However, with all the points that I brought up, I was like, you know what? I think this is a dark horse contender, and this is going to be a team that could beat just about anyone when it comes to the NBA playoffs. So I can't exactly classify this team as a dark horse contender. Let me know in the comment section below if you think I could or if you would per se, but honestly, I just think they're the best team in the East, and that's final. I know I keep repeating myself when I say that, and a lot of people have gotten me in the comment section below when I repeat myself a lot, but I'm trying to get this point across. When you have the players like the Miami Heat have, when you have the good coaching, when you have the experience, all those other things are going to contribute to a playoff success. I'm not going to lie, when I saw the Miami Heat got Kyle Lowry, it was really eerily similar to when the Suns got CP3, and it kind of seemed like they were trying to copy that experiment. And if you can't tell what I'm trying to get at, essentially you get a veteran point guard like Kyle Lowry and CP3. Obviously CP3 is an all-time great point guard and Kyle Lowry is just not that. But I will say, if this is, I guess, the CP3 recipe or whatever the hell you want to call it, it's definitely been working for the Heat. So who knows? I mean, it's been working for the Phoenix Suns, it's been working for the Miami Heat. Maybe the meta is going to be signing veteran point guards. I mean, for all we know, it could be a coincidence. Realistically, if the Miami Heat can stay the course, and I don't want to say anything like, oh, if they don't have a bad injury, because again, we've seen this team go through so many injuries. However, though, if the Miami Heat can just stay the course, keep winning games, I think they're going to be fine. But something I want to keep note of, and something that I gotta say for just the NBA as a whole, the regular season really doesn't matter. Sure, seeding is important when it comes to the playoffs and seeing who you're going to play. However, when it comes playoff time, there's a 7-game series, and after that, if you win, you win, and if you lose, you're eliminated. So the Miami Heat could just as well finish off with the 1 seed. However, they could lose to an 8th seeded team like, let's say, the Brooklyn Nets. Personally, I believe come playoff time, the Miami Heat might honestly make it to the NBA Finals. Some people might call me crazy, but I honestly want to say that because I'm telling you, I see something in this team that I haven't seen in them before, and I've been trying to praise this team. I've been trying to say things for a while about them, and they've been very underrated. I'm calling it right now, but I think the Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals, and as long as they don't play the Phoenix Suns or the Memphis Grizzlies, I think they might as well just win it. And maybe me saying the Memphis Grizzlies can make the NBA Finals is a little bit of a stretch. However, who doesn't love 2 dark horse teams going at it? Imagine a Miami Heat and Memphis Grizzlies NBA Finals. That would be insane. And I know a lot of people love John Morant. I know a lot of people love this team. However, I gotta say it, the Miami Heat have more experience, and I could see them beating the Grizzlies. And even though I'm a really big Suns fan and I'm gonna always pick them to make the NBA Finals, the Phoenix Suns have not beat the Miami Heat this season. The Phoenix Suns have beat just about every single good team in the NBA except the Miami Heat. So I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm very confident in the Suns, I am a little scared of the Miami Heat. And if your favorite team is in the Eastern Conference, then maybe you should be as well. Because as I said in yesterday's video, you never want to doubt a dark horse, because what do they have to lose?